And we're live. Terrified, Becca?
So, I'm just trying to do a thing here.
So, while Becca is figuring out what the thing that they are doing is, hi! We are kind of just doing a test stream here, and, trying to figure out if this setup works. We decided we want to attempt to start doing this again. So we're just pulling everything up here. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I'm working on multiple screens here. I have my camera here so Becca can actually see me. I have the OBS and the YouTube and the Skype all up and running. I'm wearing 2 overhead headsets because if I don't, then if I go to a different streaming setup where you can see my monitor, then I start getting echoing feedback from Becca, which is not fun. So I have Becca in my headset here, controlled through my mic, and then I have the desktop audio controlled through here, so that we can try and do this. I will hopefully find a better solution for that next time we try this. But it is going to take more than a quick Google search to figure out. So, yeah. But it has been quite a long time since we have made even just a video on our YouTube channel. A lot happened in our lives, and we are kind of just chucking along and moving forward. And while we have time on our hands, we wanted to start doing this. Yesterday I went through and I did all the overlays for stuff and updated our overlays so that our videos looked a little bit better. And today we're just making sure it works.
Okay, go.
Got anything you want to add, Becca?
I needed emotional support to build my bookshelves, and that's why you're all here.
Yeah, and we figured why not also make some content while doing it.
Yeah, I'm recording on a different thing over there. That's what that camera is. On my personal channel on TikTok, my dyslexic squirrel, a thing for maladaptive daydreaming, like what goes on in your head when you're maladaptive daydreaming. And I figured I'd build a bookshelf. I'm really bad at building things, so I'm definitely going to have to learn how to edit, heavily edit stuff. Yeah, so that's when teachers like, yeah, that's when I was like, oh, we could do like a stream. Well, I can add it because I am such a bad builder. Okay, I think this is for bookshelf number 2, and this is bookshelf number 1. They came in the same box. They didn't tell you, and it didn't split them up into 2 things. So literally, bookshelf number 1 and bookshelf number 2 are if all
Everything's
the
together.
pieces, everything together. So wish me luck. I'm going to complain a lot, but we can talk about whatever. We could talk about how relationships are ending over Barbie. We could talk about the stuff that's going on with Lizzo right now. That is wild. We could go on about some wild "Am I the Asshole" posts that we have read. If you have been reading any CJ, I have been reading some of those, and there are some choice ones out there. We could definitely go a couple of different directions today while I attempt to put these bookshelves together. I would move you to a higher angle so you can judge me on my Lego skills over here. But DJ gets upset whenever I move the camera because it requires her reorientation of everything on her end. So you only get to hear me bitch while I put things together.
You can move the camera. You can't change the orientation of your camera. Because what you do is you pick up your camera. Let's pretend like this is your camera here. You pick up your camera, which is currently this way, and you go, I'm just going to be moving around. And change the orientation, which screws up the entire setup.
Can you see? Can you see my staging area? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Staging area?
Along with your dog's butt.
Perfect. That actually is working a lot better than I thought it was. That's the Galaxy Flip 4 for you. Fold. The Galaxy Fold 4. And you all want to, like, put Samsungs down, you fucking Apple users. Go fuck yourself.
Apple is elitist.
It can't do this. I ought to take a picture of this later on and put it on my Instagram and be like, come at me, Apple bros. Let me know if this is what you can do. And they're going to come at me like, well, I got a pop. Pop what? I don't need a pop. It says I need 3 of something. Okay, hold on. Okay, I need 6 and 2. 6 and 2. All right. Alright, so I got 2. You are being the most unhelpful you could be right now, Zane.
He is being completely helpful. Look at those eyes.
I need this space. Go. Out. Yes, I said it.
You took away his bed.
Ouch. I didn't take away his bed.
His bed is not where he wants it.
Place. Stay down. Thank you. Stay out of the phone. I don't need to be taking you to the doctor's office. I don't have the job for it.
Do you want to do a life update?
A life update? Oh my god. Life update. Oh, that's what 7 is. These little flips. In case you're wondering. Life update is I had what was close. It wasn't my dream job, but it was close to my dream job. I started working at this small little game studio. I've been wanting to work in games for like almost 10 years. I've been pursuing game writing, trying to get into game writing for just about 12 years. And I had gone to all these game studios and like conferences on getting into games and such for 12 years. And last year, September, I applied with a friend of mine who had opened his game studio. I was like, yo, man, I see that you have a producer spot. Let me try out. And I got in. They were, I'm grateful that he gave me the opportunity. Some things happened. His studio got bought out by a bigger, but also another indie group. and they had a lot of different ideas on how to do things. 8 months later, so from September to July, things did not work out, and they decided to shut down our side of the studio. And my friend went back and bought back large portions of the studio, but he was unfortunately unable to rehire me. So I lost my job because it was just wasn't possible. So now I'm back on the job hunt, looking for the opportunity to work back in games. Unfortunately, during the time that I was employed by this small or large, however you look at it, studio, none of the projects that I was on, because this is the nature of indies sometimes, none of the projects I were on ever launched. Just happened. We would get clients. We're a co-development studio at the time, which means we help other studios get their projects across the finish line. And because of the recession and just the economy and such, a lot of companies were closing down what they thought was just not great projects, or they were tightening the belt because things might be risky. And a lot of times my projects got shelved, and that sucks. So things I was hoping to have on my portfolio just never got launched, and I can't really talk more about them. I can only say that I did work on quite a few like really cool and interesting things, and so I got to learn a lot of cool and interesting things and finally, get to touch games. But I'm sad that I won't ever get to like show or share like all the cool projects I got to be on. The only thing that I can say that I really got to like be a part of was this League of Legends filter that's actually out. It was made for the LEC. The LEC, which is the European League division. It looked like somebody like threw a rubber snake at you, DJ. I'm like, who threw a rubber snake at you? So the LEC is the Riot League of Legends European division, and I got to help launch 2 filters for them. They update it every now and then. I remember them updating it at least 3 times while I was with the company that was helping maintain it. So I got to help them launch a trivia filter and then a build your dream team filter, and it's available on Instagram and TikTok. So I got to be a part of that, and it was really interesting just seeing how you build filters and some of the laws that are around filters too. Illinois and Texas have actually really strict laws on what kind of filters can be developed and launched in their areas. So we had to be aware of that, and some other filters that we made while I was there, we had to like educate our clients on that as well and make sure they were following like the TOS for those areas. So it was really cool. So at the very end, now that's the only project I can really talk about. And I believe the companies, after I left, they decided, the people that were able to stay on with the guy that I had, who bought some of his studio back, they were getting into Fortnite, the new Unreal editor for Fortnite stuff that has launched, and that's about where they're at. Now I'm looking for new stuff to do. Okay. Right now I'm building bookshelves, one day at a time. That's
building what I'm bookshelves, getting your desk set up.
Yeah, and I'm recording it, and I think I'm gonna run out of time on it, but that'll be fine. Turns out that phones can only record so much film, so we'll see. Maybe I'll finish everything while we're on the clock. I got 7. I think I need 3 7 pieces. 3 7 pieces, two pieces, and 1 two sixes. That's where I'm at on the bookshelf.
All right. Well, I took off the second pair of headphones since I'm not currently using desktop audio for anything. As fun as it is having two heavy sets of headphones on. But that's Becca's life update. Mine is kind of non-existent. I haven't really been doing anything. I still work as a substitute teacher. I'm currently, it's the summer, and so usually I will work events during the summer. And July has been absolutely dead for me. So I haven't worked anything in July. I have a couple of days. I have something this weekend, and then I will finally have some work towards the middle of August. And then school will start back up again on like September something. So hopefully I will be doing that again this year. I didn't tell you this, Becca. I finally bought the study aid for the Praxit core test, so that I can start studying for the Praxit test, so that I can pass that, so that I can hopefully finish my master's degree in English education. I want to be a theater teacher. I don't really want to be an English teacher. I don't mind doing like literature electives, but I would really like to be a theater teacher. And so since I already have the theater degree, I will just get the master's in English education so I can start getting my teaching degree and hopefully get hired on as a theater teacher after passing the content exams that New York requires for theater teachers. Other than that, that's kind of all I have. I'm still waiting to hear back from some friends. They were supposed to come over today. That's what they said, but they were being mean and just making me clean my apartment. Yeah. So, we'll see. They said they were going to come over at like 8 yesterday, but like I said, they were lying to me. So we'll see what happens after that, or if they'll actually come over some other day. Other than that, I got nothing going on in my life. I did stream a couple times over on Twitch, on my personal Twitch page, because I was bored, and so I was streaming Star Trek online, and that was a lot of fun. Oh, my friend's just texted me back. Stay up. Sorry, give me 1 second. Leave for work.
Other thing that I built was like they had it nice packaged out into individual bits, and was like, yeah, this is what the F2 looks like. Like nice little packages, all separated out, and I didn't have to look into like multiple bags. There's the F. But the F and D and like some other bits are all together. Like any one of those could have been F. Whatever.
Becca does not like building flat pack furniture, which is a shame. I love building flat pack furniture.
No, I don't have a problem with building flat pack furniture. I just, it's a lot of letters and a lot of numbers. And look, I took forever to build this bookshelf, this corner bookshelf, because I kept mixing up two letters. I kept mixing up the D and the B, because the capitals sometimes look the same to me. All right, look, and you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, even the lowercase look the same to me, and so does the lowercase p. And if I'm really getting into it, so does the uppercase p. They all four of those letters look the fucking same. And if you're dyslexic as fuck like I am, I'm not gonna lie, looking at them mixes me up a lot. Okay? It doesn't even go there.
Um, but I was saying I was streaming Star Trek Online for a couple days this week, and honestly, it was kind of fun. I had a couple people hop into the chat room for each one, and talk to me for a little bit, which was cool. But yeah, I wasn't expecting like anyone to log on. I had a really basic setup of just camera and the game. The second day, someone hopped on and was like, "I would love to help you out with your setup there, your overlays." I was like, "Oh, that's sweet, thank you," but that's not something I was gonna do. And then I was thinking about it, and then we talked about restarting this, and I was like, I should do overlays. So I did the overlays for this. Look, you can see the purple and the orange. I'm trying to think of which way they are on here. Purple and orange, which are our brand colors. And yeah. And then I also did ones for like my own, if I felt like streaming, I have a different color scheme for my own Twitch. And I finally have all of my social media handles are the same.
Oh, you know how I like me that.
Took me forever and a day to do it, but they are finally all the same.
Oh, right.
So, except for the professional Facebook page that I have, but that's because they don't allow underscores, and I didn't want to have all of my handles actor Deanna Jean, so that one's different. But the other ones are all the same. That is a board, Becca.
I'm aware of that. I don't know what you're... Okay, wait. Okay, I got it. We're good.
Why don't you sort everything out into its parts?
Did I ask for building advice? No. I did not. I said you could be my moral support. I didn't say you could advise me. Gil walked in, and he's like, we should do this. And I was like, excuse me, are you taking over my build? And he's like,
okay, Becca, you got this. We believe in you. Don't scare Zane.
move that over there.
But yeah, so I updated our stuff. I've streamed a little. We have our thing going back up. We're live streaming now. I'm just kind of here to chat at each other.
Oh my god, all these pieces sound like I'm doing bingo. By the way, this is just the shit that's in my head usually. Now that I have an outlet for it, it's just going to be set up loud. E4.
I feel like that's the kind of the point.
Got it. 100% got this. Don't break at all. So don't mind me. Go keep talking.
I don't got nothing. That's
Well,
my life update.
We 100% can talk about yeah, who is that? Go bother them. Yes. I feel good. No way did I hurt my hand. I feel good. Is it not working?
No, it's just
You can talk.
I can only see your mouth. It's not your head.
Oh,
Do something
hey,
for something.
can you do us a favor? Is he
Girl?
still there?
Yeah, who's here?
Can you go on and see what it looks like? Our live stream?
She wants you to go see if we're live streaming.
Yeah, ping me the link in Facebook and I'll go take a look.
He doesn't want to do the work. Tell him how to do it.
Ugh.
Give
Give me a sec. I gotta find it.
I fixed the camera so that you can see yourself.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Or here. Aha. Copy. The best fam. There it is.
We can talk about them AI ladies that have been popping up on TikTok.
I like. It's so cringe. I'll like be scrolling. Okay, so for those not in the know, apparently a really popular stream of income on TikTok, on certain sides of TikTok, I guess, are these AI ladies who keep going, who will do lives, and they're NPCs, and they'll be like interacting with like the gifts people will send, like the ice cream cone, and they'll go, ice cream, yum, and it's so cringe. Well, other people have found out about this said streams of income and how they can make a lot of money doing so. And so I kept seeing those. And because that part of like people talking about it has gotten so popular, I'm also, when I'll scroll past, as I'm scrolling, lives occasionally will pop up. And I'm still getting a lot of Crystal lives because I interacted with them once in the last 2 months. The other lives I'm getting are everyone just doing these NPC lives, and I'm like, please, why is this on my FY? Please, I am not interacting with them. I am scrolling straight past it. Thank you, Gil. Scrolling straight past it. All I am seeing is them go, and I'm like, nope, get away from me. Because some of them, they don't even care what they look like or what their stream setup look like. They get on there, and I'm like, I can't, please. I don't want to see this. I don't even want to see the good ones. I just want to enjoy my TikTok in peace. But this has been a thing on TikTok for like a good week and a half now. And I'm just like, okay, we get it. People are making money this way.
I forget where it started.
There's one girl who apparently she's like the queen of it. And I guess someone figured out how much she was making per stream. And we're like, well, I need to do that. Because apparently she can make like $2,000 a stream. The way Becca builds is scary.
Who's talking?
Gil. It's like, the way you build is scary. I'm like, yeah, because why are you building it like that, Becca?
I realized I could put it down on the ground, and that would have probably been a smarter idea.
Smarter, safer, less prone to breakage.
But then I wouldn't have you guys here being like, oh my god, what's happening? And why wouldn't I deprive you guys of that?
Because we love you and don't want you to get frustrated on things breaking.
We're good. It's almost done.
Anxiety.
Wait. Done. Hold on. Oh.
How do people put their chat on screen? That's another thing I should figure out.
Where'd those settings go?
Oh, why don't you tell people why you're building more bookshelves?
What?
Why don't you tell people why you're building more bookshelves?
Why I am building more bookshelves. I am building more bookshelves because at the time I had disposable income and I was like, I want a whole new setup. And I've been wanting to replace my old bookshelves with like a whole new look. And I saw these 2 bookshelves that came in. I saw this. I started looking through, and for like bookshelves, and I couldn't really find anything that was like really sitting with me until one of my partners and I went to Target, and we saw a corner shelf, and I was like, "Yo, that is the answer to all my things right there." So, ready for more anxiety?
No, but let's go anyway.
Does this matter which way? It does.
But so why did you need more room on your bookshelves aside from the aesthetic change?
Oh, I have way too many books. I have way too many books. Yo, this did not slide down like I wanted.
Just watched that come off right off the track.
It was like, you thought. That's fine. You can do what you want, bookshelf. You're getting done, though. That's fine, brother. Okay. So I was like, I want new bookshelves. I want a whole new look to my room. So I started in like stages. I got a table first, which is way over there, surrounded, like covered in books. And like a week later, I lost my job.
It happens. But no, what happened? Like, there was something that happened, and Barnes and Nobles was closing down by you, and you went and...
Oh yeah, so again, still have disposable income, and Gil goes over to Barnes and Noble, and there's this Barnes and Noble over there in Louisville. He sends me a message and he goes, "Hey, this Barnes and Noble that's been there for like 11, 12 years or something like that is closing down. Do you want to come check out the books?" And at first I was like, nah, I'm good. And then he sent me a picture of the gay light novels that are there. And I was like, you bitch. Long story short, I went over and I left that store with like $145 worth of light novels. And I came home and I took one look at my shelves and I was like, I've got no room. This calls for more bookshelves.
Just to let you know, Becca, your head was completely cut off.
Good.
There you go.
Good. That's how I'm going to do all my videos from now on. All body, no face. That's all guys look for anyways, right?
Mm-hmm. I also think that's a different side of the internet than you want it to be on. But you can just see the pile of books behind Becca. Not even all of their books. Just
That's
a
one
fraction of
bookshelf.
them.
That's one bookshelf. Notebooks. I buy a lot of reference books. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That be the problem. Got a problem? So, like, all in here are...
What did
All
he
in
just
here-
say?
We'll talk about that in a second. All in here are... So all of these are notebooks. Like, those are all notebooks. They don't even have anything in them. Some of them don't even have a damn thing in them, but they're all notebooks. And then some of these are just random books. Some of them are about writing. Some of them are self-help books. None of them have ever taught me how to take care of myself. Like random self-help books. They don't even explain shit, like how to do shit. Oh, there you are. I opened my fold a little too much, and now you're on a much bigger screen for me. So some of them don't even tell you how to do like they say self-help book, but they're more philosophical about things. So it doesn't really explain shit. And then you have like how to write in certain worlds, like the steampunk. That's just that bit. Like that's more of my reference stuff. And then you have that bookshelf over there, and that's got more of my fiction and manga, and pretty much that's the I want to enjoy life and read shit and turn my brain off. That's what that is supposed to be. And that's what that stuff down there is. That's my girlfriend. And my boyfriend just left. I have 2 partners. I'm in a poly. That's how the world finds out about it. And what you had heard earlier is I taught my dog buttons. So Velcro to the front door, and I say it's Velcro because sometimes we have to take his voice away.
Potty time.
Is that? And sometimes he abuses it, so we have to take his voice away and hide it. That's what we do. So he really needed to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
So he was hitting the potty time button. And that's our signal of get up and do shit, because I gotta do shit. So now, let's see how this... Oh, shit. You there?
No.
Hold on. Fuck. Fuck. I fucked up my angle. Did it fuck up the camera too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hold on.
It will eventually correct itself, I'm sure.
Oh, fuck. Hold on. Oh no, my bad. No! We're going down. I'm going down, down. Hold on. We can fix this. This is the thing I can do. And then don't open up the way. Slow turn. Hang off the. Alright. How do I sleep first?
Okay. I think they're fine now. Oh god.
Do I just go, this is the top and this is the bottom? Or does something tell me that this is the top and this is the bottom?
Is one of them bigger than the other? Like the shelf.
No, that's what the same.
Still talking about the holes, Becca. I was talking about the actual shelf between where the top or the bottom would be and that first shelf. One of them looks bigger than the other. From this angle, at least.
No, like one of these is supposed to have 3 holes. They do this one?
Possibly.
Okay, so it said 6 and 6. Oh, okay, no, I get it. I'm looking at it wrong. 3 has to be facing up. Like that. And then you put some screws in it, and then, yeah. Smart brain. Smart brain.
They're getting it. They're getting it. I will say, bookshelves seem to be needlessly complicated sometimes with flat pack furniture.
Oh, look, I'm also dyslexic. And you're like, how can directions also be hard when, like, it's pictures and stuff? So, talking about dyslexia real quick. Dyslexia is a visual thing. It takes in patterns and arranges them in your brain in a certain order. Okay? That's what it's actually doing. It's not really about how, it's not really about reading. It's more about looking at patterns. And so patterns and shapes and whatnot. And so when it's looking at shapes on a page, sometimes it takes those shapes and it makes them all wonky and returns that wonky stuff outward. And that's what's fucking happening. So I'm staring at this thing and I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying to me. What it's saying is I needed to take this board and flip it outwards. And I just didn't understand that. Because I'm like, why would I need to do it that way? That's why. Ow! That's why it makes no sense.
Excuse me.
Welcome back. My boyfriend is back. I would show him, but that would require me to put grab the camera, and I'm all the way over here, and you guys are all the way over there.
That's okay. It protects you from messing up your camera again.
Are you having to fuck around with OBS?
No, I just let it. Eventually, you would have gotten it back to this position, so I just let it run. For a good like 2 minutes there, your computer kept messing up. Your camera kept messing up.
So going back to those anime ladies, one of the arguments that I find most interesting about those anime ladies is that they're also emulating children and underage children.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people... And the other thing is that it's a kink, right? And so doing it on TikTok, the thing about kinks is that you're supposed to be inviting everybody into it, right? Like everybody has to be consenting to being
A part of it.
involved in the act, right? But because of the nature of TikTok and the way that its lives work, it just comes onto your For You page. And you're not really giving your consent to see that information. So all of a sudden you have this lady going, yum, right? And you're like, well, shit, now you're feeling violated because, like, you didn't agree to see that. You're like, what the fuck am I watching here?
Yeah.
All right, and so a lot of people have been really ticked off about seeing that content on the rise. Plus, it's the exploitation of, like, it can... People have been trying to draw
Parallels.
yeah, to exploitation of underage, despite the fact that it is consenting adults that are doing it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's not just like this latest NPC trend that you're seeing, because you'll also see like those videos on like Facebook where we're gonna put all this like melted icing in this funnel, and then we're gonna pull it up, and it takes them forever, which should take like 2 seconds for them to pull up. They drag on into like a 10-minute video. That's also kink videos. And it's just like, those not in the kink will see it and are like, just pull it up. We want to see what happens, because it's also like a thing that you want to see happen. Like, you want to see the thing, you like with actual baking videos where people do that, or the fluid art videos where people do this, and that's an actual technique. But these people aren't doing it for the technique. They're doing it to build the anticipation for their intended audience, but their unintended audience is just sitting there going, this is really frustrating. And then when they find out it's kink, they're really mad about it, because you're doing these on platforms without age restrictions. So there's also that. Look, get your bag, but please get off my FYP.
Respectfully.
Seriously. But yeah, that's been an annoying trend on my TikTok. I've also been having an issue, like, I'll watch one video from one creator, and then for the next 3 hours, every other video is from that creator. I'm like, okay, but I liked one of their videos, but I didn't even like it. I just watched it all the way through, and now I've got every other video. I'm just like, okay, it was cool once. I don't need to see the comedy video again and again and again and again. So I guess I gotta reset my FYP.
Yeah.
Come on, Becca, you did it once, you can do it again.
Yes, but I need to know what right item do I need. All right. That's not it. 3 and 1. Okay, it's a D4. Sports.
I keep messing with this cable because it's just in my face. And it can't I can't deal with it right now. There you go. Not any better.
So how do you feel about Barbie breaking up couples?
I think if couples are breaking up over a movie, then there were other issues in their relationship. And this just pushed them over the top. I will say I did hear of like one Am I the Asshole? Where it was a girl, she was so mad that her boyfriend wouldn't dress up with her to go see Barbie. He didn't want to see it in the first place. He was going because she wanted to see it, but she wanted him to get like dressed in like a full pink outfit and make a whole thing of it. And he just said, I don't want to do that, but I will still go to the movie. And they ended up canceling their date night to go see it because he wouldn't dress up. And I'm like, I'm all for like matching the vibe. But if someone doesn't want to match the vibe on a night out, that's their prerogative. They're allowed to do that. They still want to go, but if it's so important for you to dress up and to go see this movie, then you need to find a group of friends who are willing to match the vibe there. So
yeah. Funny, that kind of matches like some of the stuff that goes on in the actual movie. Like if you think about it, some of the scene is like Ken wants Barbie to do things with him, and Barbie is just like not matching his vibe.
Yeah, and that's
right?
Totally fair. You cannot match a vibe and it'd be fine.
Right, like the whole end of the movie, it's just like Barbie not matching Ken's vibe, and Ken being like, fuck that noise, and going kind of nuclear over it, which is what sounds like that happened to that relationship. It's just going nuclear over the whole fact.
Yeah. And it sucks. And one of the things, like, I can understand, like, someone just not being as into something. And that's perfectly fine. I don't understand when someone gets so upset about it that they blow up an entire relationship. But yeah. No, I think couples who have broken up over this movie truly had bigger issues and bigger differences than they wanted to admit. How you doing over there?
Got the bottom one. Ah. This is bottom of bookshelf 1, by the way.
You're halfway there. Carol asks, are you okay?
Hi, Carol. No. I hate building furniture. I could have very well passed it on to my partners, but I am so stubborn. I'm like, it's my room. I've got to build it. I've got to do it. If I don't, then I get upset that I'm like, oh, I relied on someone else to do it. That's not independence working against me. 100%. I'm like, I'm an independent person. I got to do it myself. And now here I am struggling with a bookshelf. Not IKEA, by the way. Its instructions are way worse. Bottom done.
Yay!
Shoot.
Yeah. That independent streak in us really just comes out at the worst possible times.
4, 2, and 2. No. We move you out of the staging.
Hey, Becca, real quick, look at the top of that.
Yeah, I see it.
Does those not go in?
No, they don't.
Okay.
Not yet. Respectfully, they do not.
Okay.
All
Just
right.
wanted to make sure.
Where are 4? 4. All right. We're getting there, folks.
You got this.
100%. That's fine. Uh, 6. So, I was talking to. Let's go deep for a second. I was talking to my therapist, and I said to them, I was like, I think we got on the subject about a parent for like half a second. We don't really talk about my parents in therapy, but I got onto the topic for half a second. I was like, I think they did well, but they definitely made me independent, and that works against them in ways that they don't like. Like, mom and dad want us to call them and be like, hey, I need help. I've got this problem. You know, they want to be included in our lives. And I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty low contact with my parents. So that works. This has got to be number 4. I've just went through every board and I haven't found number 4. Pretty low contact with them. And they really want me to call them more often and be like, this is the shit going wrong in my life, because our mom likes to feel needed, and I don't. I just don't do that, and sometimes that drives them crazy.
Yeah. I mean, funny enough, Mom and I had a conversation about that when I visited them a couple weeks ago, and it's just like, Mom does not understand why we won't reach out when we're struggling. And just like, did I just raise you to be too independent? I want you to be relying on me. And then when I had a conversation with her the other day, it was like, it's a matter of pride for us too. Like, we know we can do it. It's just harder than we want it to be. And God damn it, we're gonna do it.
It's not
that we don't know you're there to help and support. It's we refuse the help and support because God damn it, hell or high water, we can do it ourselves.
Right. Yeah, and that's the values that were like instilled on us, is like, you have to succeed. Like, if you don't succeed, it's a failure on not just you, but on us. And that's kind of like how it was like drilled into our head. If you don't succeed, we failed. And that's where that independence comes from. It's like, we don't succeed, we fail. And so if I don't succeed with this bookshelf, I fail. It's meaningless. I will never succeed in another thing again. Drama. Probably way more than you wanted to know, Carol. But welcome. We are the Halfwit Sisters. Carol has left. Goodbye. They're too deep. I don't want to be involved in this anymore.
That's fair. It's not the vibe you were going for. If you didn't want to join us for it, that is fair. See how that conversation went full circle?
Trauma dump on random strangers. Oh man. I'm gonna scare you again for a second.
Carol says, no, I'm thinking of Angela.
Angela?
My sister.
Oh, hey.
Do you not know her name?
Ooh, okay.
Already done cooking. Just let the steak sink in the sauce, and it's gonna be nice and juicy.
Sweet.
Where's my steak?
Fly out to Texas.
I don't have the money to right now.
I know, right?
And I have work on Saturday.
What are you doing?
Summer Streets. Carol says she is like Ray. I'm working, so in New York, because I live in New York, for those that don't know, once, I guess technically it's 3 times, 3 weekends in a row, typically in August, they will shut down a street in New York, shut down one of the avenues, so like, I think it's 5th Avenue that they're shutting down. So traffic will not be allowed on it, and only pedestrians with like a bike or roller skates or stuff or walking will be allowed on that street. So I am working that on Saturday morning. So I get to leave my house bright and early at like 5 o'clock in the morning so that I can get there by 6 o'clock, and I work all day until 3.
Nice.
Yay. So I have that. And then I'm also going to have our little cousin for the day on Sunday.
Ooh, you're babysitting?
Yep. Ouch. What are you referring to, Gil? There's a delay, so I don't know what that ouch is for, Gil. I'm guessing the summer streets in the early. The early day, which, yes, is an ouch. But yeah, Sunday. So Sunday I'll have him all day. And so I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I do know on Saturday, I want to go over to Barnes and Nobles and pick up a couple books that are around his reading level, and so that we can read a little bit.
You should get, what is the book called? It is called, I've got it right here, hold on. The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales.
Okay. Send me that later.
Yep. Well, it's such a funny book. It's essentially just a collection of fairy tales that are all told in like very bad and terrible ways. They make no goddamn sense. But I think that's like one of the best and funniest books and you can use it throughout in different ways to teach kids font, just all of like the different things that you need to know about books. It's like the best way.
Okay. I shall look at that.
Please do.
Ta-da! You're going a lot faster this time.
Yes. We got 7. Going in. Farms don't know what to do with themselves, so.
Dance party.
I was just gonna let them do what they wanted to for a second. Yeah. Okay. tell it wasn't right because it didn't set in the grooves for a second.
Because the groove was on the other side.
Yeah, but that's how I knew. Alright. I have not seen Oppenheimer yet.
I have. I liked it. It definitely... And I think one of the biggest complaints I've seen about it is how neutral it is on him.
Neutral?
Yeah.
What were they expecting? I chalk it up to like, shit, what was that one movie? Right? The Wind Rising? Have you seen that? It's Miyazaki's film on the guy who built the Japanese fighter plane,
Mm-hmm.
which is also a very neutral film. Like, it doesn't paint him in a bad picture because it's about the guy who, it's by the Japanese creator who is just telling the life story about a guy who fell in love with aviation and wanted to create a fighter plane.
Yeah.
And that's the whole story of it.
I think people are just kind of frustrated with like how every biopic and I understand their frustration with it, but when you do a biopic, you're kind of telling it from their perspective. So you aren't going to paint them in like this awful light that no one would like to watch. You're going to take the more neutral route with it so that it's more palatable to a vast audience. So I wasn't expecting to get like the worst of the worst news about him. We knew he had an affair. Okay. They barely touched on it. Well, yeah, because it wasn't about his affair. It was about him building the A-bomb. He was a communist. Well, technically he never was a part of the party, so we're not going to really go into that. And that's what they did throughout the entire thing. So I'm like, I understand why you are frustrated with the neutral viewpoint that they take, but I'm not sure what you were expecting.
I think it also comes down to like the marketing of it too. I realize like my head's cut off again, but I think it also comes down to the marketing because a lot of people are painting it as like this horror-esque kind of biopic, and so they were expecting it to be a lot more like, I don't know, I haven't seen it, so they were expecting it to have a bit more of a horror feel to it, maybe.
I didn't get that vibe from their marketing. I think maybe fan marketing, because there were tons of fan edits, especially with the Barbieheimer that everyone was trying to push.
Anything. Let's find that number one show. What number are you, mister? You're one!
Woohoo, first try.
Not the side. It's on. Side. Look. Yeah.
You know what we could also talk about?
What's
The
that?
strikes.
Huh?
The strikes?
Oh, yes! Oh, my God. I did a TikTok today about, what did I do it on? About AI jobs that I have been getting or finding right now. So, for those that don't know, the WGA, which is the Writers Guild of America, have been on strike for 94 days. 94 days because they cannot make, just one of the reasons, they cannot make a living wage off of whatever the hell the
Off the movie
they-
or the show that they have written.
So the people in charge, which is a group called the AMTP. I don't know exactly what that stands for, but it's the studios. Studios like Warner Brothers, Universal, Disney, Netflix. They brought them to the table. They're like, hey, we want to make a deal with this new, because they renew their contracts every so often. And this was the new renewal time. And they're like, hey, we want to come to and talk about these very specific issues. We want more money for residuals, which is at the like reruns. They get money for those reruns, and they're like, we want, which are called residuals, and they're like, we want more money for this. We want more money so that we can actually have a living wage. We want. We also want to get ahead of this AI trend that's been taking over the last 2 years since ChatGPT has come out, so that we can protect ourselves against it. We just want to we just want to be treated fairly. And the bigger ups were like, no, no, everything's fine. And we don't even know like how many people watch the shows. And they're like, are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious right now? Dog, we're not gonna write for anything. So that's why a lot of like late night TV shows have gone off air, because they don't have any writers to write their jokes. They don't have any reality TV shows on currently, because the Teamsters and such have refused to cross the picket lines. Just like a whole bunch of productions have gotten shut down because writers are on strike. Now, who are on strike are the actor guilds.
SAG-AFTRA is also on strike, and a lot of it's for the same reason. They want better pay for day of work. They want better residuals. There are people who, like, were on half of the episodes of Orange is the New Black, and they will get a check in the mail for the residuals for $0, for a penny. And the residuals is what's supposed to help pay their bills between gigs. Like, you're still consuming their media. They should still be being paid for it. Meanwhile, studio owners, the AMTP, is making billions of dollars. They're going on rich boy retreats, and they're like, we'll just replace you with AI.
Oh my god.
Everything okay? Did you put
No!
it on? Did you put it on wrong?
I did. Keep talking. Don't mind me. I just gotta undo 20 minutes worth of work.
So they had gone to the negotiating table with the AMTP. SAG-AFTRA has gone to the negotiating table, and they are asking for things: better residuals, better conditions on set. Hey, if you pay us late, we want a bigger fee for you paying us late, because there are actors who are waiting 4 or 5 months to get paid for something.
Can you turn off this camera? Keep going.
They're waiting long periods of time, and like after a certain period, they're supposed to pay late fees. Well, they would like more on those late fees. They would like
It won't actually show up.
Well,
people
Shut
of
up.
color would like makeup artists and hair artists who are actually trained or know how to work with their hair to be on set, especially if they're leads or even just series regulars. And definitely if they're background, because you can go on and be paid shit pay for a day and have your hair ruined because someone decided to take a hot iron to your hair, or they just used the wrong products and messed up your hair, fried your hair and stuff like that. And the studios don't care. The studio said for like the late pay, they were like, yeah, we know we're going to pay late. This is a known problem. We're going to keep paying you late even if you do raise the fee, so we're just not going to raise the fee. Okay. For like the makeup artist and the hair artist, we'll consider it for lead actors only.
It's a lot of scummy shit.
Yeah, it's just a lot of scummy shit, and I'm just like, yo, y'all are assholes. And the AMTP are creating monopolies on stuff because they're starting to produce their own content and put it on their own streaming services, and things like that. And it's, you okay? And it's just crappy. They don't care for people. They don't even care about safety things. Like, hey, don't call me back to set 5 hours after I wrapped. Let me go get a good night's sleep. They don't care. So now the SAG-AFTRA has joined the strike. And you'll see people talking about waivers with SAG-AFTRA, which are independent companies have applied for waivers that will allow them to continue to film because they agreed to all these things that the AMTP said, no, this isn't possible. They agreed to them. They're like, yeah, no, we'll do that. We'll follow those contracts. So as soon as you can reach an agreement with the AMTP, we're already agreeing to all of your terms. Which the AMTP is like, oh, well, that wasn't possible. We would lose too much money. Well, apparently it is, because these independent studios who have a vastly lower budget than you are able to do it. So yeah, there's a lot of that happening. So we're not feeling the full effect right now, but come this fall lineup for shows, they haven't filmed. All the new seasons for all of your favorite shows are not filming. So we'll really start to feel that in the fall. AMTP has said that they're waiting for people to lose their homes, so that they'll be desperate enough to come back to the negotiating table and agree to their terms, which thankfully a lot of A-listers have donated 7 figures to the various funds to help SAG-AFTRA and WGA pay their bills. So
I think they said to at least up to 6 months.
yeah.
So at least up to 6 months they can stay on.
They are funded for up to 6 months, which will hurt the studios a lot because they are not going. SAG-AFTRA and WGA are not going to do their work until they come to the negotiating table and actually, negotiate. And we'll start feeling that effect of that here in the next month or two. But it's funny because they're not the only ones on strike. UPS almost went on strike.
I had to restart.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
UPS Teamsters almost went on strike. There's a hotel workers union in California that is on strike. There's a pilot strike, or they're authorized to strike and may be still in negotiation to not go on strike. one of the two. There's talk
Which
about
would be lines. So if the thing about the other strikes that are so scary, it's like WGA and the writer strike, WGA and the actor strikes or whatever. That's entertainment. That's not a big deal.
I mean,
right?
it is. It's a big part of our economy,
Yes.
but
That's entertainment, though. But the other thing is, oh my god, this looks so fucking crooked. The other stuff is, what I mean by not a big deal is like, that's entertainment. It won't stop. It won't stop you from, right? Unless unless that's your job, right? The thing about the pilot strike and the UPS strike is that supply lines. That would stop things getting to the grocery store. That would stop. Get in there. That would stop your Amazon packages. That would stop medication. Some medication from getting places. Like, entire livelihoods come to a standstill.
Yellow, that's the one. Yellow was a trucker strike that almost happened. That would have definitely ground the economy to a fucking halt.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that did happen.
No, it was nearly avoided. Hold on, what did that article just say? They arrived to a deal, but then apparently they're going out of business. So, there might be issues. We'll see how that goes.
Well, there are issues. There's a dude who lost his entire pension.
Yeah.
It was all over TikTok. Poor dude. 30 years and his entire pension gone.
Yeah. Which, yeah.
The thing that I wanted to talk about was the AI writing stuff. I did a TikTok on it. And the thing that terrifies me on that is that it feels a little predatory because they're going after people that might not quite understand. First of all, these aren't the people that are currently being picketed against, like Universal, Disney, right? These are tech bros. And the reason why, or tech companies and recruiters, right? The reason why this might be terrifying is because Universal could be hiring these third-party entities. So you could be like, well, it's not Universal, but it could be. And you would know, right?
Yeah, there have been articles that have come out that talked about how Universal and Disney are hiring AI programmers for like $180K a year to help develop AI programs.
Yep.
And it's not just scary for writers either, because studios have also said that they want to be able to use AI to take someone's likeness of like a background artist who was on set for a day, only pay them for that day, but use their likeness in every movie from then on if they wanted to, using AI.
Kind of reminds me of these. So in comic books, there are these 3 ladies that are used in some webcomics that are background ladies, right? And there's this whole fandom thing that these ladies are just are hoppers, like webtoon hoppers, that just like to go from drama to drama to get the tea. Have you heard of that?
I've not.
Yeah. Because a lot of webtoons, and because they're weekly updates, they can't really sit there and hand draw everything. So sometimes they use pre-made stuff, which is okay. Like do what you need to. And though there are some of these background characters that don't have faces that are used to fill out a scene. And these three ladies, if it's used in like, you might notice them if you read a lot of like villainous isekai character ones for like Otome games. You might have seen them a couple of times. Like they're always like ladies of three. They're like, oh my god, in the back.
Okay. I'll have to pay more attention next time I read one. Probably later tonight. I read a lot of those.
All right. I got the right number 2 this time. Turns out there was a different number 2, and I didn't use the right one.
Yeah, that's bull. But yeah, so the AI is a huge thing, and I know AI. Even with like GPT, when that came out, a lot of teachers were concerned that students would start using it for their work, and for a good majority of the students that might have tried it, well, one, they're idiots because their writing was never that good, so you could tell. But also, like, ChatGPT doesn't use, will make up sources.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
the students don't know how to use it as a starting point, and will just use it to finish. And I'm like, ooh, because I've used it, but I go in and I change it so it fits my voice, and not for school stuff. Let me make this clear. I don't use it for school stuff. I've used it for like reference letters or to flesh out my resume so it sounds better. So I use it as a starting point for stuff like that, and then I go in and I change it so that it fits my voice and stuff like that. But students don't have that knowledge, and I know they don't because they don't realize that you can copy and paste a sentence from their paper, go on Google, put it in, and find the exact website that they copied from, because that sentence doesn't sound like anything else you've ever written.
Yep. I had it and then I fucked it up.
You got this, Becca. I believe in you.
Oh.
Got it.
I was looking for this. Okay. Whee! It just occurred to me that they wanted me to be using this one. They wanted me to be using this one this entire time. And not this one, which has a Phillips screw on the end. Okay. And that makes a lot of sense because my fingers hurt from constantly gripping and rubbing up against this.
I mean, that's why I tend to take out my drill and just use that.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier.
That makes a lot of fucking sense. It doesn't even work.
Or I have a screwdriver that has different tops, And so I can also switch that out and just use the screwdriver, which gives me a lot better grip than the little Allen wrench does. But it looks like you are almost finished building that shelf.
Just the one.
So then I think we can go ahead and start wrapping up this stream. You good with that?
Yeah, thank you for joining me.
Yep. Ooh. As Becca is almost finished, thank you for joining us. We won't stop until Becca gets that standing up, but don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, comment on the videos, and thank you for joining us. Now we're just gonna wait for Becca to get the last of their things in and get that stood up. And then I'm gonna go eat. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since breakfast.
Fine as fucking shit. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, yeah, so my partners, I'd love for you to eat out with us. And they thought that I only have one partner, and that they were a they them, and that's why I was talking like that. And I was like, no, my partners, boyfriend, girlfriend. And they're like, oh. That makes so much more sense. But I got one last thing to do. Jesus. Well, we're almost at the end here. How long does it take this?
1 hour and 34 minutes.
Damn. That's so much fun. Just gotta live.
You okay?
I'm at the last part, and I don't quite understand it. Huh, something. Oh, sorry.
Looks like this will take us a little bit longer, so let me just go back to this other screen.
Explain it to me again, book. Yes.
So I guess a quick little story I can talk about is, have you heard about the Taylor Bebop and Karen, oh, I can't remember her last name, situation on TikTok?
Who?
So they're two DIY creators. Well, Taylor made a video recently calling out Karen for copying her.
Who?
And everyone is tearing Taylor apart. Because, like, all the things, like, Taylor's like, this was my original thought, a moss mirror, been on Pinterest for years. Also, apparently, the one that Karen did was not originally supposed to be a moss mirror. It's just how she saved the project.
A moss mirror.
Yes, moss, as in, like, the moss that grows. Oh, how dare Karen use your wallpaper, which she tagged you in her room, and she spent her own money on. Oh, how dare she do this green squiggle line and paint in her kitchen, when you did one in your hall. I mean, sure, Karen totally did that in her last apartment, but no, she's totally copying you now.
So she's bitching about just so that I'm clear. This is a DIY project that somebody did.
Yep.
And she claims that she has the intellectual rights to it.
Not that she has the intellectual rights to it. It's just like they were her ideas and they're in her home, and how dare someone else do similar projects?
People are wild.
Yeah. Never mind the fact, like, you're a DIY creator. It is expected that you are doing it so that other people can also do it themselves.
I used to get mad because people would write story ideas that were like mine when I was younger, right? When I was younger, I used to get mad that people would write story ideas that were like mine, and I would be like, oh, I could write them so much better. And I was like, well, that's the problem. I'm not writing them. Right? That's the problem. I'm not writing them. Not only am I not writing them, it's just a fucking idea, and the difference is in the execution.
Yeah.
And the other thing I had to learn is that I'm not the fucking main character.
Yeah, a lot of people have big main character ideals.
Do not get me wrong, though. I try to act like I have some main character energy, though.
Look, sometimes you are the main character.
In your own life, for sure. Like,
But
be the main character of your own life. Don't let other people fucking dictate it for you.
But sometimes you just aren't.
You are not the main character of somebody else's life. Do not dictate how they are. Do not dictate their life. Oh, fucking God, just sit the fuck down.
Sometimes you think everyone loves you, but in another person's story, you're just the villain.
No, see, if somebody makes you their villain, they've got some issues. Because are you really the villain?
I know 3 people who would think I'm the villain.
But do you think you're their villain? Are you wasting your energy being their villain?
No, I cut them out.
That's my point.
Yeah. No, and by that I mean, like, I know they probably hate me, and I just don't have the energy for that in my life, so I don't deal with it.
That's my nemesis over there. What? You're my nemesis.
That's unfortunate.
Sign up for that. But if that makes you happy, go for it.
Mm.
But I will not be putting any energy into that relationship. Thanks. God, this is gonna take forever.
All right. Well, I'm hungry,
You go eat.
so
I got
let's.
some things to do.
All right, let's go ahead and end this stream here, Becca.
Yeah, I didn't say stay.
No, but we have been streaming, so like, look up and say goodbye to people.
Bye. I've got 24 of these fucking things to put in the back, and then another fucking bookcase to do. Thank you for coming around.
Thank you
I
for
hope you
chatting. Thank you
Thanks.
for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.